Hello there.
Hello.
Welcome to LightSpeed Spanish. Thank you very much for doing this interview with us. Could I ask your name, please?
My name is Mariola.
Mariola. Okay, that's not an English name.
No.
No. Where are you from, Mariola?
I'm from Poland.
Oh, from Poland, yeah. Which part of Poland?
The very center.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a town between Warsaw and Krakow.
Okay, okay. And you're living here in the UK, yes?
That's right.
And how long have you been here?
I lived in the UK for the past 9 years.
Past 9 years,
Yes.
yes. And that's why you've got such good English.
Well, if you say so.
Okay, so Mariola, tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do?
I'm an ESOL teacher, and I've been teaching ESOL for the past couple of years.
Right.
Before that, I worked in a call center.
Oh, in a call center.
Yeah, so I was dealing with customers, and it was for a broadband and telephone company.
Right, okay. And how did you find that work?
Well, just through agency, really. It was quite easy at that time to find a job, which is not the case now.
Sure.
But at that time, it was quite easy.
Okay, and was it good work?
It was very stressful at the beginning, because firstly, I didn't know any technical English, and I had to give advice in English on technical matters, which I didn't have any idea about. And it was quite stressful because it was quite intense as well. So you had to be on the phone all day talking to people. Some of the people were really angry, so that was quite draining. But overall, it was good. I progressed within the company. So maybe after 2 years, I stopped answering the calls. I moved to the admin part of the company.
So what made you move from that to ESOL?
Well, in Poland, I finished college, and with the view to become an English teacher in Poland. But because we moved to England straight after my graduation, I sort of didn't have time to pursue my career. So firstly, I wanted to settle down, find my way, around different things. So this is what I did. I had to spend a couple of years just to trying to settle down and understand how this country works.
Right, okay.
And after a couple of years, when I felt comfortable, I decided that perhaps I should finish off my education and become a teacher, because this is what I wanted to do originally.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. Just from a Polish perspective, I mean, we have lots of Polish people here in the UK now. When you came to the UK, what were the biggest differences and the biggest similarities that you saw?
Well, there are more differences really, because I think generally people tend to concentrate on differences rather than similarities. But the biggest difference was, I guess, the culture and the politeness of people. So something that surprised me was how polite people are in the Northeast. They are very smiley, and they will just say hi and hello and how are you, without any reason, even if they don't know you, which was quite surprising because this is not the way people behave in Poland.
Okay.
So they are rather distant in a sense that they rarely, smile in the street. So that was a big surprise. With regards to the similarities, I don't know, it's hard to say now. Don't know.
Okay, so it's, as you say, it's much easier to see the differences than it is to see the similarities. Yeah. Okay. How do you see things like the education system here in the UK compared to the system in Poland?
Well, the fact that you have to pay for higher education in England, it was okay when I did my degree in England, because at that time it was capped at around £3,000, which was sort of more accessible. But now, the situation has changed. So, there is this ridiculous amount of money that students have to pay to go to university.
Sure.
And I think it's unfair, and it polarizes the society a little bit, because I think those people who can't afford to go to universities, they will just delay, or they will just miss the opportunity. So I disagree with that, because in Poland, higher education is for free.
Right.
But on the other hand, because it's for free, sort of the level of qualification is, or maybe the worth of qualification is not as much as it is in England, where you have to pay. So, there are advantages and disadvantages of both systems in Poland and in England. But I think England is a little bit over the top. I don't think that they should the government should allow, for prices to be so high.
Sure.
Especially that, because I sort of have friends in this environment in higher education, the fact that the prices went up didn't mean that the quality improved. So, the courses are still the same, whereas the universities charge a lot more, and I don't think it's fair.
Sure.
So I think there should be something done about it. Some kind of measures, but we'll see.
Okay. Now, when we've talked before, you mentioned that you consider yourself a workaholic. Yeah.
Yes.
When you're not working, though, what do you like to do?
Exercise. Yeah, this is what de-stresses me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the best way to sort of relax, free your mind, forget about work. Yeah. I usually run, so the weather is nice now, so I run in the park. So this is very relaxing for me. This is what I do. Okay.
And what would be a typical run for you? How long?
Maybe 40 minutes. If I'm really stressed, maybe an hour.
So the more stressed, the longer the run.
Yes. The longer it takes to sort of forget about the stress during the day.
Okay. And apart from exercise, do you have any other kind of hobbies? Anything you like?
Well, I have a blog. But this is sort of connected to my work. Although this is nice, this is what I like to do. And I like reading books as well. But at the moment, this is the last thing on my list, because I don't have time to do a lot of reading. So
Sure. And if you're going to read a book, would you read it in English or would you read it in Polish?
English. I read a lot in English. Mainly because they are the books are available easier. I buy them on Amazon.
Yeah.
I don't have access to Polish books really.
Right.
So I can't remember last time I read a Polish book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you find that your Polish is kind of slipping the longer you're in the UK, or are you keeping it living?
Well, I keep it living because my husband is Polish, so obviously we are talking in Polish at home.
Okay.
So I don't think it's slipping away, but I do think that English interferes with my Polish, because I think if you live in a bilingual situation, like it is for you and for me, where you have one language outside and one language inside your house, then sometimes it's just easier to express yourself combining the two. So when we talk in Polish, some words will be in English because this is just easier to use these words rather than think of the Polish equivalent, which usually it's not as straightforward, because I think English is very easy in creating words. So in Polish, if I wanted to express a certain term, I would have to describe, so use more words than I have to use in English. So sometimes it's just easier to use English words.
Yeah, we find that with our translations. If we translate from English into Spanish, we end up with more words in Spanish.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, excellent. Just to finish, you've spent sort of quite a long time in the UK. You've honed your English here. What advice would you give to our watchers on how they can improve their English? What things would you recommend? Expose
yourself to English as much as possible. Because I'm a learner of English, obviously, so I was in the same situation. And I think, being in a country where English is spoken is a major advantage. So although I did speak English before I came to the UK, it was so-called book English. So when I started working in a call centre, a couple of months after that, one of my friends in the call center said that I couldn't speak English, and what he meant was that it was the sort of English that is not natural. It's not used in the street. So I think the best thing to do, the best piece of advice would be just to listen as much as possible. And there is plenty of material available, not just on the website. Watching films, listening to the radio, things like that.
Sure.
Because another experience that I had, and it was from Italy. When I went to Italy to teach English, I didn't know any word in Italian at all, but because I was exposed to Italian, I was living with some Italian people. After a while, you just pick up naturally. You sort of, you start to understand the words that you didn't even translate.
Sure.
So this is possible, and this is what sort of keeps your mind in the loop, if I can say that. So the fact that you are exposed all the time sort of makes you think more about this, and about English, and sometimes you will hear something that will get you thinking, oh, why is this said like that? Or so definitely listening. Listening, watching TV, listening to the radio. So that's the major piece of advice. Anything else? Just selecting a topic that interests you. So if you are to read in English, then if it's sport, then make it sport in English. If it's romance, make it romance, whatever. So something that is close to your heart, because it will be more memorable, I guess.
Absolutely. So that's really good advice. So expose yourself, listen to as much as you can, and choose something that interests you.
That's right. Yeah.
Mariola, that's fantastic. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll see you again. Bye bye now.